I'm Kath, the Cornish Sewing Girl. A lot has happened since I was on last time, and I need to tell you all about what's been going on. I've had COVID. Now, before I tell you how poorly I was, I want to explain something that was really playing on my mind. As you know, I wanted to go in and investigate a sewing shop that I noticed was down at Falmouth. And you know how I explained about how I love Falmouth, and it's my town I go to the most. So I was delighted that there was a sewing shop there. I must have been tested for, must have had COVID at the time when I went in, little did I know. And it's been playing on my mind all week, but I couldn't ring them up straight away because I knew that it would take a while before, they would get it. Anyway, so just before I started this video, I rang them up. They haven't got COVID. Oh, I was a bit relieved with that because I think they would have had it. It's over a week ago. It's a good 8 days ago now, maybe 9. So I think they would have had it. I had a chat with one of the girls there when I rang up, and she said, no one's got COVID here. So she said, don't go worrying. That was a big relief because, there's a lot of vulnerable people out there. Sorry, get me words out in a minute. It does affect people in different ways. Some people got asthma, it affects people in lots of ways, and I would hate to be the one that passed something on. Even with a mild cold, if we plan to go out to lunch with a friend, I would tell them, I would always say, oh, you do know I'm feeling a bit groggy. Shall we, push it on a week, because you just don't know what it could be now. But, I was pretty poorly. My husband went down with it first. We came home on a Saturday from being out, and he went to bed at 7 o'clock, not feeling very well. And I noticed he had a bit of a temperature. He was burning up, and he didn't feel very well at all, but I felt fine. Actually, I was doing ironing that evening. Well, he went to bed early. I just thought, oh, well, let's make use of me time, and I done a bit of ironing. And that night when I went to bed, it kicked in, and I didn't have like a run up to it, because normally if you're feeling like you're sickening for something, you generally know, you got sort of a bit of an idea because you haven't been yourself. But I was fine. And that night I went to bed. Husband slept in the spare room because he thought that I was fine. And I woke up in the middle of the night. Oh, I could hardly move. My head was hurting so much. But he was on the landing, and he shouted in to ask if I was all right. And I said, oh, can you get me migraine tablets? And he got them and helped me to try and get over, what I was struggling with. And the next morning, my son said, oh, I think I'll bring some COVID tests down, and just to test you both and see if you've got COVID. Although he didn't come in, he put them in the letterbox, and we sort of done a test, and we both had COVID. And I thought, I've been in that sewing shop, so I started worrying then, but thankfully everything's all right. But I'm not going to say any more about it because I don't want the sympathy, really, because I'm not the only one who've had COVID. There's a lot of people out there that has, and I wouldn't want to ever be the person that passes it on, he could be very vulnerable. So I just thank my lucky stars I didn't pass it on. But I was lucky enough on the Friday, funny enough, my husband done a test on the Friday. He was negative. I said, oh, I'm not wasting a test. I won't be negative. I'll be after you. I'll be a couple of days after you. But I'd done one in the end, and I was negative as well. And I thought the test was wrong, so I even done a second one, and I was still negative. So I'm all in the clear now. But this Sunday we was going to go out with friends, and we didn't do it. the Sunday before, we didn't go either. So that was good. So, you know, there's still a lot of COVID out there. So be careful, you know. Though it was short-lived, it was intense. Anyway, that's enough about me COVID. I just want to show you what I did buy in that shop, because they were fine. They had no COVID, thankfully. And she did thank me for ringing up and just ask whether they were all okay. And I bought some Atelier, is it Atelier Brunette or Brunette? And I bought this one in there. I bought 2 meters, and what I'm going to do, because that one's all cut out, I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to do these over here. Going to do another one of these. Do you remember these that I was telling you about? These here with the piping and the princess seams and the zip. I'm going to do one of these because I've had so many. When I done my very first video, I had so many people said that they would love to see how I done them and how I put the piping in, but I'm not sure if I've got any piping though to go in with this one. I was thinking of doing something around the neck, but of course, going down with COVID, I couldn't, I didn't want to risk going in anywhere until I had that positive. And this one here with the white piping, this was the one I said I wore to my son's little boy's christening. And this one here. Oh, I've got loads of them here. Do you remember this one? Nice with the white piping on the top. Little bit of white piping that one got. And they all got the invisible zip. That one's got a little button there. And they've all got the invisible zip, like I was explaining how I get them all to tuck in nice and tight. Now, I thought I would do one of those. And with the Atelier Brunette fabric, excuse the pronunciation. So I'm going to do that, and I've already cut it all out. I've bought another one as well. I bought this one down at Falmouth in Stitches and Cream. I bought that one, and I've done a little video to show you as well. And I'm going to show you how I do the top bodice and all, and the skirt. I'm going to probably be in 2 videos now. And this one, I said to my husband, can I have some fabric for my birthday? Which was a couple of weeks ago, 21st of March. And he did. I noticed a little bit of fabric appeared in my sewing room, so God bless him, eh? And this I bought in Red Roof. They had a sale on there with some fabric, so I want to do a little maxi dress with that, because I think my legs ache in the summer, and I think having something nice and long over your legs would be cool. But I didn't know if this might be a little bit of a babyish pattern, but I thought mixing it in with something else might break it up a bit. You know, do the top bodice in this, and then have, because you know, from a distance it just looks like a dolly mixture, and I love me dolly mixtures and me sort of small prints. And if I do go for a nice bold fabric with a nice flower or something on it, I tend then not to like it too tailored, because with all the seams you take away then from the fabric. But with these, you know, it doesn't matter. Right, there we go. And I just stocked up on a few of these again because my pins were getting all bent and buckled from when I done those big thick curtains, I expect. Right, well now I'm going to see if I can put a little bit together with my dress. Let me just get the pattern a moment. This is the pattern here. It is 6824, and I like that one there. That one's quite nice. Actually, that would look nice with this fabric. If I could have had like a pale peach or a tan or a burnt orange sort of a belt, something like that. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? Anyway, that's the one I'm going to do. Okay, we'll see you in Here we are. This is the dress. It's the yellow one there. And this is the top bodice. So we've got the side panel of the bodice there, which is pattern piece number 2. And the main bodice, which is on the fold, which is number 1. And the back. With the darts at the back. I'm generally about a 14 in this size dress, although sometimes I might sort of grade in between a 14 and a 16. Now, this is the top part of the bodice on the back, and it's got a dart in the back to give the back a bit of shaping, and it's cut on, you know, two layers. And this is the princess seam. This is the center of the princess seam in the front, and this is the side panel of the princess seam, and these are the little cap sleeves, and we've got 2 pieces of fabric there for them. This is the lining. I've just gone ahead and done that, and I'm now going to sew together these 2, and I shall show you how to do that, which is the center part of the bodice, the front, and we're just going to put the side princess seams on it, the side panels, and then we shall do the darts in the back. Now we've got the middle piece of the bodice at the top bodice here, which is pattern piece number 1 for the top bodice, and we can open that out. Now I'm gonna have to remember to know which yeah, you can easily tell which is inside and which is outside. So I want to take one of the, if I turn it around the right way a moment, just to visualize how it goes. Put those 2 pattern pieces out the way. Now these are the side panels on the top bodice part, and we've got piece number 1 and piece number 2 of the top bodice part. Yep, that one goes on there like that. So if we just push that one in there like that, just to line it up, and now we're going to pin these on. Now we want to pin all the little notches together, and then we know how much ease we got to do. These are a little bit of fiddly little things to do. It is well worth it. I always find this, when I make this dress, I think, oh, I wish there was an easier pattern, but, oh, well worth it though. I do have a lot of wear out of it. I've got one hanging up on the door, I'll show you later. There you go, those little ones are matching. Now, which is the piece that needs the easing? Because the piece that needs the easing has got to go down face on the feed dogs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pins in long ways, and it doesn't matter whether I turn it, you know, upside down or not, because the pins will be easy either way. Now, let's just have a look and see which is the one that got the most. Which side have I got to ease it on? And then we got to put them face down on the feed dogs. Let's have a look. So from there to there, we don't need none. I'd say it's the top. Yeah. So that's the way down on the feed dogs it's got to go. So let's start lining it all up. Now we got good side to good side. Yeah. And we're going to do, we're not going to do a pressure foot, we're going to do the 5/8. So whenever we do a 5/8 of an inch seam, we need to look for the 5/8 of an inch on our, you know, on our needle plate, but also always make sure we've got the needle in the center, because obviously that otherwise your seam will be bigger. Okay, so then we just, now I'm doing grey. Aha, better change this to navy, I think. Bit naughty pulling it out like that. Now, I bought some navy. I generally like Gutterman, but this is just one I picked up. Yeah, this is a, is it Coach or something? But I generally always buy Gutterman whenever I can get my hands on it. There we go. Let's just quickly thread that. Now, we don't want to disturb this too much, but we gotta change the bobbin. Now, we've only got a little bit of navy on here, but it'll probably do these princess seams, and then I can do a full bobbin. This princess seams hopefully won't take too much. There, so we've got it all now done. And this has got to go back on our 5/8 of an inch. It's a bit of a mock-up this, but I haven't got any masking tape, so I've put a bit of coloured paper and a bit of sellotape there. In fact, that's off. Let's just get that so that it's bang on. Precision is always a good thing. There we go. Start off with a reverse. Was those two pieces of fabric didn't look like they were right at the beginning, so let's get them right at the very beginning. There we go, and off we go. It's a bit weird, you know, for a 5/8 of an inch. Don't seem like one, but it's bang on 5/8 of an inch. Let's just have a look and make sure I'm not overlapping that somewhere. All these little things help to getting it right at the end of the day. Bang on that there. Yep, there we go. push with the underneath one just a little bit. Where you got it pinned, you can almost see then by just looking as you go, without distorting it out of shape too much. And we got 2 notches there that gone in nice. And then we've got a little bit more of these in here. Keep pushing with that finger. Hope you can see me. I might lift you up just that little bit bigger. Hold on there. We're coming up just a little bit more. There we go. I did say pleat, but it's obviously a dart. You wouldn't have a pleat at the back of a bodice. You would have a dart, and that's the dart gone in there. So with a little bit of ironing, that one would, and if you tie them off, just do a little tie, you know, just a normal tie at the end. And in fact, I'm sure I've done that. So just iron that one in. We'll take it to the iron in a minute and do all my ironing in one go. So now I've got to do that, and that is a dart, and I've got to do that on the other one. I did say pleat just now, but forgive me for that. I mean a dart. Okay, now I'm just going to do the dart on the opposite side, and I'll see you in a minute. This is the top bodice with the princess seams. If I go like that, you can see where the princess seams were. So that's the top bodice. Now you do need to stay stitch all around the neck. I didn't do the armholes. I'll have a look on the instructions in a minute and see if it says do them. Sometimes it can pucker a little bit if you do too much stay stitching. I'll put it around the neckline there as well. And these are just the darts we done. And when we turn it around the other way, that's the darts there. Got a nice point at the end, you know. Nothing, you know, blends in, I mean, you know, so you can't see the end of the dart. And there you go, the princess seams have gone in, no puckering. So that's gone in all right. So now, we've done the lining. We just got to do the darts in the lining, and that's the back lining. So I'm going to put the darts in there. Okay. Just thought I'd measure along here with the centimeters just to see how long this Atelier Brunette is. And it's coming up at 13 near enough there. So it must be 60-inch wide. I didn't think it was quite that wide, but that's a good length. So there we go. I reckon it would be one really great day. We'd all have loads of fun, and we could all bring what we love to sew and chat and talk about what got us into sewing, and we'd all love one another's stories. It would just be great. And we could do some, you know, techniques on the day, and anybody that wanted to show anything can. I can't wait to do that, but there is a problem with this channel. There's certain things you can do and certain things you can't, and you've got to stay within the community rules because they keep you safe. Now, I obviously intend to do that. I want to keep nice and safe. But there is a place where you can talk about these events and you know, put all the details and everything you need to know. So I have put that on Facebook. Although you don't need to look up me, you just need to go on to your own Facebook or anyone's Facebook and just look for events, and you'll see a whole string of events that is coming up. Don't take too much notice of the date. You had to follow the criteria that they asked for, and they asked for a date, so I had to put one in. But I wanted to wait and see what dates people prefer and what date the hotel is available, and just try and get it together that way. So the date is a bit fictitious, so don't take too much notice of that. And you go on to Facebook, click on the word that says events down the side panel, and look for the Cornish Sewing Girl at the Alverton Hotel, and I am there. I shall check that the date hasn't ran out, and I shall have a quick check again. And also, yeah, I'll try and get it into some of the local shops as well. I'll try and put it on the board somewhere there as well. Anyway, I do hope that helps a little bit, because getting a get-together surely would be fun. Anyway, my lovelies, I'm going to carry on with my dress now and see you all soon. There we are, outside the sewing shop. Here we go, we're in the shop now, and we have found the fabric in the shop.
That's why I hang under the stairs, but oh wow, it is gorgeous. But I'm never sure how to wear it.
Some beautiful colours.
He's so flamboyant, isn't he, that he can carry off anything. Right, Nick, wish me luck. You'll be fine.
Well, I hope you like what I've put together. Hope you like the sewing shop. And hope you like my fabric. And yeah, I've started my dress. And next video, you will see how it progresses. And I can show you every step of the way as I sew it. Okay? It'll be more of a summary of the dress, more so than a complete sew along. But the main parts you need to know, I will go through that. Anyway, you all take care, stay safe, and don't get COVID. Love to you all now. Bye.